Welcome to Death and Aliens, an in-depth look at horror and sci-fi TV from two friends who vaguely know what they're doing. I'm Courtney,
And I'm MK.
and how are ya?
I am okay.
Okay.
I am exhausted.
Or
Uh, our sweet little spooky ghost, Monica, got married this weekend.
she sure
And
did.
um it was beautiful. It was like I mean, it had elements of spooky and Monica because of course it did, but it was genuinely just like a beautiful fairy tale wedding. But our other cousin, he fucking Sebastian.
Which one is he?
The one who took you to the airport with my uncle.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He looks at me and he goes, I'm gonna be honest. This wedding's a lot more tame than I thought it was gonna be. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, we're in the middle of the woods and it's fucking Monica. I'm surprised there's not some like Blair Witch shit. Like, where's the pentagrams? What's happening? What? No one's being sacrificed? I don't understand.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Um,
Also, I'll be honest, I don't know that I ever learned his name.
oh.
We
Well,
did we did chat. I do know who he is
you
in
probably,
relation.
I mean, there's also like, so I still call him Sebastian or Bash, but like his dad just calls him Boy, and like half the family calls him Jeffrey because technically his first name is Jeffrey, but since his dad's name is also Jeffrey,
Right.
but he's not a junior, we've just always called him by his middle name. So what happened was he's the only boy, and so he's named after his dad. Like he has both his dad's first and middle name, but then he has a second middle name because his mom wanted him to be named Sebastian.
Okay.
And Jeff was like, this is my son. He's going to be named after me. All of my brothers, their sons are named after them. So they fought and then they compromised. So his name is Jeffrey Adam Sebastian. Like he has all of the names.
That's so funny.
Um, but when he was little, his mom called him Sebastian. So everybody just called him Sebastian. As he got older, he decided he wanted to go by Jeffrey. So like at school, he goes by Jeffrey. Like his friends in Florida call him Jeffrey.
Gotcha.
I have him saved in my phone as Jeffrey, but I do not call him Jeffrey.
I see. This makes a lot more sense why I did not commit
So
him to
so
a
like
name.
yeah, so probably every different person who talked to him
Hmm.
called him a different name and then you wouldn't have learned anything.
Sure. Correct. Correct. Also, if they were calling him Jeff, I may have just thought they were talking to your uncle.
Correct.
Like, because we were all together. And I was like,
Yeah.
why would it not be this one? This is the one named Jeff.
Yeah.
So
So there's that. It's crazy.
that's funny.
But yeah, so her wedding, it was beautiful. It was significantly less dramatic than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I thought there was going to be family drama and
Mm.
everybody like behaved themselves and
Oh,
yeah,
love that.
it was nice. Somehow weirdly, I for sure know that Cody never talked to me or anything, but Monica and I have the same wedding band. Like our engagement rings are different, but the band
Hmm.
is the same.
That's so
I
funny.
was like, oh, of course it is.
Of course it is. Right. Right.
Um,
That's cute though.
But but then yesterday morning, so that was Saturday night, and I actually made it to the end of the wedding. I know.
I am shocked.
It ended at 10 o'clock instead of 11, which was weird,
Mm.
but I made it to the end.
You almost did make it to the end of your own wedding,
I
so
barely made it to the end of my wedding. I
right.
technically said goodbye to everyone like 20 minutes before it
You
actually
did.
ended.
That is true. That is true.
By the time I actually was like changed and ready and not talking
Hmm.
to anyone, it was 11 o'clock, but I for sure started
Yeah.
my goodbyes and was like, I'm
Yeah.
out.
I had to come find you in your
Yeah.
bed to tell you goodbye.
Yeah, I was out.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but then yesterday morning, I got up and Courtney and I recorded an episode of the podcast. And by the time we recorded the episode of the podcast, I physically could not stay sitting anymore. I was so tired. I have never been so tired. And like my stomach was a mess. And Dan thought it was something that like he cooked for breakfast because his stomach was also a mess. And I was like, it was probably the three espresso martinis you had, my dude. Um,
That'll do it.
but I had a Bacardi and apple cider drink, but it was the farm that the wedding was at. It's homemade apple cider, so it was like not super sweet. It
Mm.
was like cinnamony. It was very nice.
Love,
But I
love.
had too many of those. And then I finished recording the podcast, took a nap, went to work from 2:30 to 8 o'clock, and then was in bed by 9:30.
I love that for you.
So
I
I
love
get
that
to,
for you.
so I get to work today. I have planned none of my lessons for the week. I have printed nothing. I have watched nothing for the podcast. I was like,
Mhm.
I just exist.
Mhm.
But I did satisfy any desire I needed to about being awake by giving all my kids assigned seats and watching them have temper tantrums.
Ooh, what a fun
It
time.
was the most fun. They were like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because that's your seat now." Like I don't like I literally had one girl like stand up and walk in circles around the room and was like literally anywhere but there. I go, sucks to suck, sit down. And one kid told me
Bless.
that he's incapable of focusing while sitting in the front row. And I was like, I don't think that that's a thing that exists. But okay, sure.
I will say I get like I can pay attention to the front row, but I get more nervous in the front row because I think about everyone behind me, and
Yeah,
that does
there's
give me a lot of anxiety, and I have a hard time focusing sometimes because of that.
there's 6 kids in the class.
Oh no, that's not
Correct.
reasonable then. Yeah,
Correct. Yeah, no, it's not like I have a class of 30 kids and I took the shy
right.
ones and put them in the back. My biggest class is 13.
Mm. Yeah, fair, fair.
Everyone's in the front row. Like it's
Right. Yeah, yeah.
so that I'm just out living. I am apologizing to you because I yesterday you texted me that you were going to be drinking because of the football game, and I laughed, but then I post that conversation looked at the score of the football game, and I'm so sorry.
Yesterday was a rough day, um, altogether. I mean, we recorded and that was fine.
Yeah.
That was good. And then it went downhill. So I took like ages to get myself together to go to Rachel's to watch football. And we were watching the Saints game as we do, and I'm just it's definitely a rebuild year, but I'm just so tired of Rattler. Like Shuck can't be worse. We tested him during preseason. Give him a go. Put him in. Put him in, coach. Like I and I think like this is a little bit that this is my own fault because I've been like down a rabbit hole of Saints TikToks
Mhm.
and super fun, love the vibes. However, every time Rattler's on the screen, he's like cooler than everyone and he's all this and I'm like, you can't even throw a football. Get off of TikTok. Like you need to go back to practice. I don't know what you're doing here. And so every time he shows up, I get like a little irrationally angry when I'm watching my TikToks because a lot of them are like Cam Jordan, great, fine,
Yeah.
yes, he can have a TikTok if he'd like. He's done a lot of work. Um, Rattler has not. You know,
No.
I don't see on the TikToks. Shut, because you know what? He's practicing. Because he's practicing, he's going to be a
Mhm.
better quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm just like literally, the message you're speaking of, I'm sure, is when I was sitting on the floor at Rachel's house drinking a beer
Yes, that's
because
exactly
there
the one.
was no better place to be in my brain. I was like, I just exist on this floor now. Um, yeah, they lost by like a pretty substantial amount, and Bradler did a terrible job. And like, we really thought going in, the Seahawks were going to be the ones that like we're probably going to lose, but like maybe
And
we'll play football.
yeah.
Um, no, that was one of the worst games I've watched in a while. Not as bad, I don't think, as last week's Sunday night game. Because at least things happened. They just were all bad.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties, a lot of penalties. Oh my God, so many penalties. Um, yesterday just wasn't a good football day. Like we had that happen, obviously, and that was rough. And then I watched the who'd the Chiefs play?
Oh, the Giants.
The Giants. Right. So I have neighbors who
That
blew it out of the water last year. I always have neighbors on my team. I love him. The like 2 years he's played football.
yeah.
But they just, first of all, we're like getting up to this the halftime, and they like put neighbors on the screen. He's like, he hasn't even touched the ball yet, and I was like, yeah, I freaking know. Like, I do. I am well aware that he has not touched the ball. Thank you.
No, my
Um,
my my favorite, I was really upset that the Chiefs won. I was very upset. I don't like the
yeah,
Giants, don't get me wrong, but I hate
sure.
the Chiefs more than anything.
Yeah,
Um, but I did kind of find it a little bit satisfying because I saw a meme after the game last night that said Daniel Jones is 3-0 and Saquon Barkley is 3-0 and the New York Giants are 0-3.
right. That is very satisfying. If it wasn't, I still love neighbors. Nothing's his fault, and so I
Yeah.
do want good things for him. And I wanted the Chiefs to lose. I didn't think they would. I didn't think the Giants were going to pull it out. But Russell
Yeah.
Wilson played way worse this week than he played last week. Like, I don't know what he was doing this week. He didn't know how to throw a football either. So like
I don't know why he hasn't retired.
him and Aaron Rodgers, man, they
I
need to
said
just
something
like.
I said something about when Russell Wilson won the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. And
Mhm.
Dan tried to tell me, he was like, "Oh, that was like," he thought, he was like, "That was like 3 or 4 years ago, right?"
That was like
Uh,
8 years ago, wasn't
I
it?
go, I go, "Dan, it was 2017." He said, "No." I go, "No, no, no. I promise you it was 2017 because when they won, they went to Disney World and I texted every single person I knew and asked them who had Russell Wilson on their safari truck. And I have the photographic evidence of me telling everyone I wanted to know whose safari truck he was on. So I know for a fact it was in 2017 because that would be the February that I would be texting people because it wasn't
Right.
2016. I would have been there,
Yeah.
but I would have by 2018 I was getting ready to go to Thailand. So it had to be 2017. He goes, "It was that long ago." I go, "He needs to retire."
Yeah, bruh. He needs to get off the field. And he looked like he was going that way. He did like Dancing with the Stars. He did all these like
Yeah,
things where it's like, okay, he's leaving football. He's just trying to make some extra money and stay relevant. But then he just like
kept
kept doing
going.
it. And I was
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? Go home. Go home, Russell Wilson.
I mean,
So I just
to be fair, at least the Saints weren't the Falcons yesterday.
that is so true. But so the Falcons are my biggest anti-team.
Yeah.
Like they're our biggest rivals.
Yeah.
So that is nice. That is nice for me.
I just, and I obviously, we all know I'm a Carolina Panthers girly. I just have not put any hope or faith in them. I've just like
Sure.
pretended they don't exist this year because they hurt me too many times and the Bills are actually having a good year. So I'm like, I could let me focus all my energy, right? So I pull up the app this morning and I go, in what fucking world did not only did the Panthers win, the Panthers won in a shutout?
Against the Falcons.
Focus.
Like, are you kidding me? I was that best news. Best thing of yesterday. I just didn't see it. That
Right.
was the problem. All the football I watched was bad.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't watch really any football and so when I went and because I was working, like I worked from 2:30 to 8. So basically all of the games were while I was at work. Because
yeah.
for me, like the games start at 1 here.
Hmm.
So like it's 1 to 8:15. So like, sorry, all the games. I'm at work. So I pull it up, everything to check on my like fantasy points and I check on score and I saw the meme about the Giants. I saw the Panthers score. And then I saw I don't know what happened um in the Bengals Vikings game.
I don't either, but people were talking about it. I missed
I
that one.
it The Vikings won 48-10. But
Right.
I don't know what happened because the Vikings defense got me 34 points in
My
fantasy.
guess is they had some size because they have a new quarterback in. Joe Burrow's out for a bit. And so
It
like
was
that's my guess.
Yeah, it was
But
34 points on the defense and I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
yeah. Yeah, I truly don't know. I've had a bad fantasy week, as you can imagine. Like I still have Lamar Jackson left, but it's not even a like I can't get 50 points with him on this league, so there's no way I'm gonna win.
Mm,
But I did win the one that I paid money into, which really that's my big thing this year
yeah,
is that like I spent money on something and now I need to make sure I get it back. Um,
correct.
And so I am, and that's the one that people believe that I'm a girl and not good at football more than the other ones. Like my family league, they know that I know football better than any of them at this point.
Right.
They're all aware. Whether I win or lose, there's no question. My Lemons League, this is my third year in the league. I've won the league before, maybe my fourth year in the league, but
Yeah.
I've won the league before. Like I talk about football all the time, no question about it. This is the group of guys that like I only kind of know some of them,
Yeah.
and then like so only like one or two people in this league actually feel like I know football, and they're still like, Nick's gonna help you. I'm like, no, Nick's not. I mean, like, there are days that I'm like, Nick, should I put this person or this person? What do you think? Like on the off path. But the number of times I change my league a day, there's
Yeah.
no like helping me. Um, and really the biggest thing was I had started drinking before I realized I was first pick in this league. And so I
Mhm.
texted him and I was like, do I go Josh Allen or Saquon Barkley? I was like, do I go quarterback first or do I go running back first? And he was like, go Josh Allen. I was like, good choice. Good choice. Probably what I would have done, but just need a little validation.
Yeah.
But like, that's not a, I don't know football. That's a, I can't make a decision. I need some help just making a decision.
Right, right, right.
So, but as of this point, so I'm winning this one. I'm one of two people that are going to be 3-0 after this week. And everyone else has at least lost one game. And this is like one of the bigger
To
leagues.
be
So
fair,
I'm
I
like,
lost last week, but it's because I second guessed all of my picks and moved a bunch of people to the bench that then played football when they hadn't in week
right.
one, and I really regretted everything. But I won the first week, and there's a 73% chance that I win this week. I'm 14 points ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And they have Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta still to play,
Mm-hmm.
but
I
I
just Sam
have
Laporta in a different league.
Lamar Jackson. So they have to have Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs have to get 14 plus whatever Lamar gets for me to lose.
Mm-hmm. I think we got this. I'm 100% to win in the league I paid into.
Yeah.
So like, there's not even a question. Jeff's out. It's Nick's uncle I'm against this week, which is really fun for me. Mm. So it says he's 0% to win, and it's because we're both out of players. So
Um, this still says that I'm eighth,
mm. I
which
don't
is
get updates till
it does it
tomorrow or the next
but
day.
no it but for it's saying that I never changed. Like after the first 2 weeks,
Oh,
I'm solidly still at eighth. But Dan drafted third and is now seventh.
mm. I started eighth, and I'm now showing second after last week.
But again, it's because I
So
had a bad week last week, so we'll see what it says this week.
I just threw a sorry, my ADHD is showing. I just threw a treat at Sadie, and she panicked because she was half asleep. Um, but we also it took us a minute to go potty outside because she tried to eat a sticker off the ground instead of using the bathroom, and
Mm.
and then she panicked because it stabbed her, and she was like, "This isn't good." I'm like, "I don't know what I'm eating. These stickers have been here every day since we moved in, so please stop trying to eat them."
Yeah,
Sorry, I
that's
got very distracted. But yeah, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that one league. But I'm playing my friend Mike next week, and he's probably gonna be my toughest competition through this league.
mm.
So
No, I'm sorry, I forgot where I was for my quotes. I was looking up what quote I'm supposed to be reading today.
oh, speaking of, um, I don't know. Shonda Rhimes is turning Grey's Anatomy into like a horror movie or something. Because the new, have you seen the new trailer or whatever for the new season?
No.
It just shows like it has like flashes to the different people, and it's like I can't get in touch with this person. I can't get in touch with this person, and then it's like in big letters, who will survive? I'm like, Shonda,
Yeah.
this is
Well,
not.
I told you how it ended.
I know, but I was like, this is you are now marketing for a thriller crowd.
Yeah, because they have to because we're all like absolutely not. I can't even explain to you how upset I was. And the other thing is I'm really confused. Like I don't know because the person that I was pretty confident died is a person who is fairly active on social media and has been. posting TikToks from set.
Mm,
So now I
okay.
don't know if if the character's actually dead and these are just old videos that he's like still has content left over, or if he's not dead, or if he is dead and he just was there for like flashback scenes or like fill in the
Mhm.
blank scenes.
Yeah.
So I'm confused. I don't know.
Well, no way to know.
No way
Um,
to know.
well, while we're waiting to find out, can you bring us some joy?
No, because we're on a season
Okay.
finale quote. That's
Oh, cool. Can't wait.
it's the season two season finale, which fun fact, I did a lot of research because the website that I've been using for these quotes has both season two episode 26 and season two episode 27, and it has one quote. There's no beginning, mid, like beginning and end, just one quote. So I
Mhm.
looked up the full transcripts of these episodes. Fun fact, there is only one. The season didn't end with a quote.
Interesting.
Yeah, so human beings need a lot of things to feel alive. Family, love, sex. But we only need one thing to actually be alive. We need a beating heart. When our heart is threatened, we respond in one of two ways. We either run or we attack. There's a scientific term for this, fight or flight. It's instinct. We can't control it, or can we?
Dun,
This
dun, dun.
this is the episode where they cut Denny's LVAD wire.
Like, I just want to cry.
I
I
know.
just want to cry. It's so sad. That was
Yeah.
one of the worst. That was one of the worst. Like, I know a lot of bad things have happened since, but like, I don't know, maybe I was numb by season 13. But like, this was a
How do you
rough
think I
one.
feel by season 21?
Yeah, yeah. I can't even watch anymore.
I know.
Um, it's okay. In happier news,
Um,
we're talking about American Horror Story,
which
Coven.
Dan watched with me today.
Ooh, I love when he
But
watches.
he didn't watch the last couple weeks because I've been watching them at work. And so he was like, oh, hold on, I need you to explain. He was like, wait, I thought that person was dead. And I was like, no, yes, no,
Yes and no.
okay. So then, like, at one point, I had to explain the Kyle Madison Zoe love triangle to him and like all of this. He was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Dan's like, what have I walked into? Like, what happened here?
Yeah.
Yes, that is the vibe. Um,
He
because
goes,
this is
he goes,
episode
wait, where's the Axeman? And I go, right there. He goes, oh, okay.
don't worry, he hasn't left yet. He hasn't left yet. So we still get some Max Man footage. Um, this is episode 8. It's called The Sacred Taping.
Is
Um,
it?
yep,
Yes, it is.
but I hope so.
No,
Yes.
it is. Sorry. When I went the last time I watched it, I was at work, so I watched it on my computer, so I watched it on Amazon, but
Mhm.
when I watched it at home, I watched it on Hulu. So when I went to play it, I had to skip episodes, and so it still said I was watching Dead. And
Oh
so
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, wait. So and then I never saw the name of the episode. I saw the name of the Dead, and then I saw the name of the episode that's coming up next when it said play next episode, but I never saw this episode's title, so I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. No, this is the one. This is the right
Okay.
one. Um, it aired December 4th of 2013, and it was rated 7.8 out of 10. We have a lot of 7.8 ratings,
Yeah.
which is fine, I guess. But it is what it is. Our number one song is Royals. Our number one movie is Frozen.
Oh my gosh,
Because this
December
is
of
like Frozen. Yeah.
2013.
Yes.
What?
I know. I think I saw it twice in theaters. I know I saw it at least once because Caitlin saw it like 5 times in theaters.
I
Um,
didn't see it in theaters because
mm,
in December of 2013 I was graduating college. Like this week was
mm,
my finals week for
oh,
my last week of college ever.
that's
Well,
so
for
fun.
my undergrad, I then went back like
Sure.
3 times, but it's
Right, right,
fine.
right. Right, right, right. Well, I vividly remember this because I remember how many times Caitlin went and saw this in theaters.
Which surprises me zero.
None. Correct, correct. And our number one book is Takedown 20 by Jana Latovich. So, we always come back to her.
We always come back to her. Yeah.
And on this day, I only wrote down a couple things because my brain was running in circles while I was trying to take notes. Um, Xavier Bet Bettel, I think I can't read on right, becomes the first openly gay prime minister in Luxembourg. Um,
All right.
so good for him. And then we also discovered a new island in the Lepter Sea. Lepter Sea. And it's called Yaya, as in Divine
Okay.
Secrets of.
Okay.
Sure they're not related though, because that book is way older than
Oh yeah.
2013.
See, December 5th, 2020 or 2013, about to walk into my very last class of college. So,
Oh, I
but
love
remember
that
that
book.
semester? No, was it that semester?
I don't know. What are you
No,
asking?
it was my junior year that I didn't. It was 2012, my junior year that I didn't have classes on Wednesdays and Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right. Yeah. Our director, oh my gosh, I truly can't talk. I'm so tired today. Our director is Alfonso Gomez Remal, and our writers are Ryan Murphy and John J. Gray, and our editor is Stuart Schull. So no one, or Stuart Schill, so no one new, all
Okay.
returning. Um, although Brian Murphy does have a bigger hand in this one than normal. Normally he's just credited as creative by, but he is a writer on this one.
Okay.
Um, do you know who our guest star is?
Did we talk about Patty LuPone yet?
I don't know if it's on there. I couldn't remember if we talked about it or not yet. Because
Mm.
I forgot my notebook. Now I
Yeah.
have to be careful. I have like information on this from work because I have work with it.
Right.
So I could go back and look and see if I had.
Okay.
So it's not who I talked about. However,
Is it my husband?
it is Alexander Draymond, and he plays Luke. Um, he is known for
The
Christopher and
Last
His
Kingdom.
Kind, The Last Kingdom, American Horror Story, and Resistance. Those are his top credits. Um, so this is the only season he's in. So he's not been in a lot of
No.
things. Um, which is fine. He's skilled martial arts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
He did most of his own stunts
Mhm.
for Last Kingdom. He had to learn a lot of sword work.
And he was self-taught in a lot of them. He didn't take a lot of classes. He just self-taught himself for most of his stunts. He is fluent in English, French, and German because he
He,
traveled a lot
he was born in
because his mom
Germany.
did. Yes, but his mom was a teacher and they apparently
Hmm.
traveled a lot, and so he picked up some other languages. Um, he has a dog named Moxie. This is his most recent post, is that they had Wildlife Ranger Challenge, which is some kind of race. I did not look further than that. And that was like yesterday. That's what he posted about it. I don't know when it actually happened, but he posted about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's currently working on a new movie called Wind of Change, which I did need to look up what it's about. I did. So,
I don't know. He's married and has a
hmm
baby girl.
hmm
His wife is Allison Wilson or Allison Williams, Brian Williams' niece, the one who was in the Get Out movie. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I didn't
his
look into his wife
yeah, he's
much.
married to Allison Williams and they have a baby girl who I think is 2 now.
Oh,
Because I'm obsessed with
correct. Correct.
Dan goes, who is that? Because Dan didn't see any of the Luke episodes so far. And so he
Mhm.
goes, who is that? And I stopped. I go, who is that? And I started explaining. I started explaining Alex. He goes, no, no, no. I know that. I've heard his voice on your phone enough times. Who is he? And I was like, oh, he's their
Why does
homeschool.
he
I
matter?
said
Right.
I said he's their Christian homeschool neighbor. He goes, okay, that was the question I was asking.
Dude's like, calm down.
He's like,
Calm
I get
down.
it. I get it. He was the background
That's
on your phone when we met. I get it.
bless his heart. Bless his heart. Well, he
That's actually the
starts
book that's the book I was reading while I was sitting at work and not wanting to do my work today was I was reading I'm on book 3 still, but I'm
I was
almost
gonna
done.
ask. I didn't know if you were. I couldn't remember if you were on second or third.
No, I'm on the third, but I'm 91% of the way through the third, so
Ooh,
I'm almost done with the third.
nice, nice.
So even though the books were written before the show,
Mhm.
I watch the show first. So when I read, the narrator's voice in my head is his voice. Like I just hear him talking to me when I'm reading
That's lovely.
because it's written
That's
in first
lovely.
person. And so like Alex doesn't know it, but he talks to me in my head all the time.
You know, it's probably best that he
Good.
doesn't know it. I almost followed him, and then I realized I was on my profile, not on the Death and Aliens profile, and I was like, I don't care enough. And
Mm.
then I did go switch profiles because I was gonna follow him on Death and Aliens for you.
Oh,
And then
I
I
follow him in
didn't
on
do
my
it.
own profile, so that's fine.
Well, I thought you might like double dose.
Oh, that's true.
Thought it wouldn't hurt, you know. Um, but I was on my own profile and was like, I'm not following anyone today. It's not, I don't have it in me. Um, so we start with Queenie, who's wandering around a homeless camp. And she looks terrified. I don't know why. There's no reason for her to be scared. She's always
She's
hurting
acting
people.
like she's in charge of everything, but also looks like she's gonna cry at any moment.
Correct. All the time. And some guy comes up to her, starts threatening her, and I think she voodoo dolls him.
Mhm.
Um, because she does.
Well,
And
my favorite though is he's like, "What did you do?" She goes, "What I do." But this works too. And then she just hits him in the face with the board,
yeah,
and I was like, "Damn." I was like, "I'm mad at you, but props."
right. Like I'm annoyed with your existence right now, but also like he did deserve it. So
Right.
and then we hear Zoe like whispering, but she's just searching for Queenie because she's obviously gone rogue.
Yeah.
Um, and then Zoe and Madison show up to find her, and then she's like, Madison's like, you have left for no good reason. Like you just got fussy and left. She's like, Fiona slit my throat. I didn't go anywhere. Like I don't know what's wrong with you, basically, which
Yeah.
is fair. You don't just abandon your coven because you're mad. Um, and
Hmm.
then they're talking, and Zoe's like, you've just killed an innocent man. What are you doing? And she's like, he's literally raped three like schoolgirls. Like, what? He's not innocent.
No.
And Zoe tries to be like, well, it's you have to come back. I'm the next Supreme. We're gonna make this happen. And she's like, yeah, Fiona told me that too. Like, I don't know what lies they're telling you. Um,
Yeah.
and she's like, but really, I'm just here to get a dark heart from Marie Laveau, and she's gonna give me way more powers than Fiona ever could. And I was like, dark heart means dark magic, and that feels a little sketch. So
Icky. But then she
yeah,
basically openly declares war on the coven.
correct. And we get the credits.
Yay.
Um, speaking of, we were watching the game last night, and at one point they did the dun dun at like something, and Nick just looks at me and goes, was that the SVU? Like, dun dun? And I was like, yes. He goes, why? I was like, I don't know, Nick. And he was like, must have been the stadium sounds. I think it was because they got a penalty or something. But
Oh,
it was just like the most random thing. And I was like, yes, it was. Um, so we go to Fiona, and she is actively dying.
yes.
Like hair falling out, looks hella rough. The cancer is taking her down.
Hmm.
Um, and she starts comparing it to being dipped in the river Styx, which sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure we've talked about it at some point, but basically it's the river of the damned. It's all of the
Yeah.
souls are trapped in this river, in hell. So can't be comfortable. Um,
No.
and then she's like the hardest part is telling like your kid that you're gonna die. And she goes to tell Cordelia, and Cordelia is just like, if you could do it before Thanksgiving, that'd be great. Because like I'm not trying to eat your food anymore. Like that'd be really good timing.
It's so
And I
bad.
was like, savage. I mean, come
Right.
on. Um, but she is still with the X-Man, so Dan just
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention enough or
Correct.
asked too early. And he wants to run away with her. He's like, we can go to Paris, we can go to all these places, like whatever you want. Um, and she's like, and she tells him, she's like, I'm not scared. She's like, it's not that I don't want to go because I'm scared of dying, but I'm scared of like living this way. Like this is really tough. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, are you gonna like take yourself out basically? And she's like, never. She was like, I would rather live out of spite than like kill myself and give everyone the satisfaction. I was like, that's fair.
I
Like, I
mean,
don't always agree with
same.
everything you do, but exactly like I don't always agree with you, but also same.
Right.
Um, and she said she's gonna figure out who the new Supreme is gonna be. That's her next goal.
Yeah.
And so then we go to Luke and his mom, and she is just like fussing him about everything. And she's like, you have to repent, you have to do this. And he's like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I was attacked and man saved me. And she's like, only Jesus can save you.
If it weren't
And
for the Jesus part of that, I wouldn't think Patti LuPone was acting.
I know, I know.
Because she sucks.
I know she does. And she's gonna like pump him full of like holy water or something. I didn't see what she actually put in there
Something
because I
like
looked away.
salt, I don't even know, but there was like basically like she was like bleaching the inside of his body. Like it literally
Right.
thought she like put bleach.
It was a little too clear for bleach. I did see that, but like,
But I mean, like, but the canister that she had,
mhm.
the only two things I've ever seen that came in that canister shaped like that were Morton salt and Comet bleach.
I know. Well, I thought it might be like holy water about her like holier than thou stuff.
Yeah, but
Um,
holy water doesn't come in a can.
I don't know. She might get hers from somewhere weird. I don't know that anyone has blessed her with the holy water, so she might have had to
She
find some
made it
like
herself.
black market holy water. That could be what it is.
Maybe.
And so all this is happening, and Nan hears him screaming. And Cordelia makes her sit down. She's like, "We're not doing this. Like, everyone, chill out.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out what's going on." And she's like, "Also, Queenie's dead to me. Like, she left. We could have protected her. Too bad. She's dead
Yeah.
to me." I was like, "Fair." Um, and then at this point, we learn that Fiona still doesn't know Madison is back
Mhm.
because we know she's back, and we know everyone in
Yeah.
the house knows she's back, but Fiona still doesn't know. Um, and then the doorbell's ringing, and this is the first time Cordelia's like, "There's no staff. Where's Spalding? Where's Delphine? Like, there's no staff. What's
She
going
said,
on?"
"Where is the staff in this house?" I just go, "They're all dead."
I know. Truly though. Well, Delphine's not dead.
Nah.
She's just not around. Um, and then she goes to the door finally to answer it, and Misty has arrived asking for help. She's like, "Someone's come
Mhm.
after me, and I need shelter."
Yeah.
And we get a flashback to Myrtle coming into her shack in the middle of the night, and Misty's a little nervous, but then she uh she says, "There's been a man circling the shack, and I learned about it because he stepped on my face while I was still buried. So
Poor
I think
Myrtle.
it's best if we leave." And we see the man, who we can assume is Hank,
Yeah.
show up and just start like shooting. And he is like,
Hmm.
in like no one's in the shack anymore, and he's still like shooting. Um, and Cordelia touches her to get her sense and learns about her past. And that's when she realizes she's Misty and was burned at the stake
Yeah.
and everything else. And then she's like, "Also, I've brought a friend. I did put her in the greenhouse, so can we go over there and talk to her?" I was
Right.
like, "You've got some choices you've made, but okay." I guess everyone you bring back from the dead, you like tie up in the greenhouse before you actually let them in the main house.
Right.
So they go to the greenhouse, and obviously Myrtle is there.
Right.
And Myrtle says that she has no doubt that Misty is the next. She's like, she is
Okay,
bringing people up from the dead.
but this is also my favorite moment was when Nan asked Myrtle how her hair grew back so fast. And she said, "Angel, I've been buying in bulk from North Korea for decades." I was like, what the fuck is this?
But you mean, if you think about it, if you're not the Supreme, you're not going to stay in tip top shape. You got to buy some wigs, get prepared.
Yep.
But also, like, that's the wig you wanted to buy.
That's why
Like,
if that's not your real hair, what are we doing?
right, you had better options. But then we go to Zoe and Kyle, and she's teaching him how to read with children's books, and she's trying to get him to like learn stuff. And she's like, "We're going to be occupied all night. Like, you need to learn what's
Yeah.
going on." And Madison walks in, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm basically giving him something to do. Like, we need to
Yeah.
get moving." Madison, of course, tries to like make out with him and doesn't care if he learns things.
Yeah.
Um, and then Zoe plugs in his headphones so no one hears him while he's listening and whatnot to
Yeah.
things. And then we go to the ritual that I hinted at last week that we'd have. Um, and it's called the Sacred Taking. And this ritual is used to create the next Supreme. And so they're all like, it could be any of us. Like Myrtle's convinced it's Misty. Madison's convinced it's Misty. But Zoe still thinks it's her, and Nan, poor sweet Nan, thinks it can be her.
Yeah.
And so like, and Cordelia's like, I don't know if you know, but this is not a choice. Like this one, it's not a choice. Two, it's
Yeah.
not a blessing. This is for sure a curse. Like every Supreme we've had has like gone through it, except
Yeah.
Fiona because she ran away. Like
Right.
it wasn't like it is the worst job to have, but one of you has to do it, and
Right.
obviously one of you is gonna do it because Fiona's dying. Um, and so Misty makes very clear that she doesn't want to be the Supreme.
Yeah.
And and that's when Cordelia's like, you don't get to choose. Like you just are, you aren't. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
And this we learned this ritual has only been used 3 times in history. The first of which was during the Salem witch trials, and Prudence used it because she was really weak at the time, and she knew she was dying, and they were getting ready to like travel, and so
Yeah.
she killed herself and did this. They did this ritual thing so
Hmm.
that the next Supreme could take over and move on, and they could successfully get where they needed to go. Um, and Myrtle unconcerned about like I don't know, escaping being burned at the stakes.
Yeah.
Her biggest concern is that they were traveling like savages because they didn't have a charcuterie board and a bidet. And I was like, homegirl.
I mean, I do think that everyone should have access to charcuterie boards and bidets, but like,
Sure, sure, but not then.
no, yeah.
And also, if you're like running for your life, bigger things you're worried about. Bigger things you're worried about.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, it seems if Myrtle's running for her life, she's gonna pack up her meat and cheese before she goes. I don't know. Um, which is fine, I guess. You do you, boo. Um, so we go back to Fiona, and she hears music coming from her room. And so she goes in there, and it's Madison dancing around in this like really like fancy red dress. And she's talking about how she's gonna like hang her paintings and take over Fiona's room.
Hmm.
And she's like, you killed me, but I brought myself back because I'm the next Supreme. Like you couldn't take me out, you just thought you could. Um, and now like either you can kill yourself or tomorrow we'll burn you at the stake. Like take your pick. Like everyone knows you've killed me at this point.
Yeah.
So and Madison gives her sleeping pills and she immediately throws them on the floor. And she's like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. Like and starts packing. She's like, I'll just run away again because that's her MO.
Yeah.
And so she's like, this is what we do. And then Myrtle shows up. And she's like, does did everyone come back from the dead? Like, did anyone stay dead? Where are we at?
Right.
And Myrtle, it turns out that she seems like she's the most upset about the Axe Man because she's now fallen in love with this man that she
Mhm.
wasn't in love with 30 minutes ago, but that's fine. Um, and they're talking about it, and Myrtle says that she'll, like, regardless of what she does with him, like, she's gonna die alone disappointed. She's like, this is men. This is what they do. They say
Hmm.
they're gonna stick around, they're not gonna do it. So you're better off dying now than waiting to die a little later. And then she's like, so she's having all these like visions and envisioning him like walking out and stuff, and she's just having like a rough time.
Yeah.
So we go back to the stairs where everyone's just waiting patiently for all of this to occur.
Yep.
And poor Dan, like everyone, she says again about being the Supreme, and no one
Yeah.
believes her. And she's just like, what is wrong with all of you? I could be this. And
Which, to be
then,
fair, there's not really any reason why she couldn't compared to anybody else. We
right.
know it's not Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I guess there is a question about that. Then my question about that is to not like get into like the idea of like eugenics or anything like that, but like they said that the reason Madison couldn't be the Supreme is because she had a heart murmur. So does Nan having Down syndrome mean that she is not medically pure enough to be the
Right.
Supreme?
That's a great question.
Because
Great
I
question.
wouldn't consider that, I wouldn't consider an extra chromosome to be medically impure, but like there are other people that would.
Right,
So
right.
like where's the line that they're gonna draw there?
Let's see. Let's see. Let's wait and see. But she's of course distraught that no one believes her
Yeah.
and listens. So she runs off to find Luke. And she unlocks the door with her mind. So we now know that she can unlock things with her mind and she hears people's thoughts. So that's 2 powers. So
Yeah.
we're adding them up. And she finds Luke tied up in a closet, because of course she
Hmm.
does.
Hmm.
And then we go back to Field and Myrtle. And she, so Myrtle comes back, and Fiona is like dolling herself up. And she's like, oh, you're preparing a corpse. And she's like, yeah, like if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out swinging. Basically, like, this is it. I'm gonna look stunning. I'm gonna do this. Like,
Yep.
I'm not gonna do this anymore. And then we get our next little venture into next season. It's just life is a carnival. So we all know the next season's a freak show, but
Yeah.
it's what it is. And then she starts talking about Levon from the band, um, and how in love with him she was at Woodstock and how great of a time she had. So she's like doing all her flashbacks, having all her reminiscences
Yeah.
before she decides that she's gonna die. And then she takes the pills. She asks Myrtle to make sure she hangs her where she wanted to be hung, not in the basement. And she wants her to take care of her. And then Myrtle takes her jewelry on the way out, because why not?
Yep.
Um, and then Spalding's back, and he wakes up Fiona, and he tells
Because of
her,
fucking course he does.
because of course he does. These people do not stay dead. Uh,
I was so
and
concerned. Then he explains that he is a spirit, and I
you're
was
right.
like, okay, fine. Because I was about to be pissed that nobody was dead.
Well, I guess it's more like they just don't ever leave. Even if they die, they're just always there.
Right, but I mean, so
Um,
it's basically like he's as stuck to the house as the Axeman was. So that
mhm,
is, it's not like that hasn't. Sometimes when you have like, oh, just kidding, this person's really not dead because this happened. Just this person's really not dead because this happened. Obviously, like people keep coming back to life because of
whatever, yeah.
Misty's powers.
Misty.
But for him to like be a spirit stuck in the house would have pissed me off if it hadn't already been established that that was the case in the house prior. Like if they hadn't already had the Axeman episode, I would be like, what the fuck? Can we just let any character be dead? And I get spooky horror witches, whatever. Like, but there's something about like the Deus ex machinaing of characters in every episode that kind of pisses me off. But this
Yeah.
one didn't as much because it was an established like trope within the
Yeah.
show.
And also, like, I think you have to have allegiance too, because it's in New Orleans, and like, it's
Yeah.
like it would be like more unlikely that they would be a spirit that's remains, like,
Yeah.
because there's so much like spirits and every hauntings in New Orleans and whatnot.
Right.
So yeah, so I feel like this is obviously a little less on the edge than some of the things. But he shows up and he tells her that she needs to purge herself of this poison immediately. He's like, everyone's lied to you. I was murdered. This is what happened. Like, Madison didn't bring herself back. She's a liar. Misty Day did it. Like he literally just tells her everything. And she's like, but I'm trying to do something noble for the coven. Like I know this is best for them, so I'm trying to like sacrifice myself. And he's like, yeah, but like don't do that. And then like gives her the medicine, and she purges off the poison. So we go back to Queenie Lolari. We haven't seen too much of in this episode other than we saw Queenie at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And we see that she brings her food because this girl is so conflicted and
She is
confused.
very conflicted, yeah.
And she's like, oh my gosh, I was so hungry. Thank you so much. She's like, they don't feed you. And she's like, no, they just take from me. Like, what you think they're gonna like feed me? I can't die.
Right.
Why would they feed me?
Yeah.
And then she, and then Laurie starts asking her, and she like starts trying to guilt her, and she's like, what did I do to like, it's like to get this betrayal? She's like, I learned how to cook different foods for you. I was your friend. Like, I
Hmm.
confided in you, you confided in me. Like, I don't know what I did. I mean, there's a lot of stuff she did, but like
But
specifically to
not
Queenie, not
not
to
too
Queenie.
Queenie, yeah.
Right. And then Marie Laveau shows up, and she's just like, no. She fusses at Queenie, and she's like, we don't do this. Like, leave her be. She's a caged animal. We
We
don't
don't
fuck with
feed the
caged animals.
animals.
Yeah. And Delphine is just mouthy as hell. She's like, what are you gonna do? Like, put me in the box, kill me, you can't kill me, so I don't know what's left. Um, and Marie cuts her hand off. And she's like, that's the beginning.
Dan goes, yeah, I was afraid of dismemberment.
Poor Dan. Poor Dan. Oh, bless his heart. Yeah, anything is possible. So then we go back to Luke and Nan, and she's taken him to safety, she says. And then, of course, they stumble upon Patty LaPone. And she's on the phone with the police because someone has broken into her house. Oh my gosh, and they're
Yeah.
stealing everything, and they're armed and have weapons. And Luke's like, no, she doesn't. Like, stop it. But however, then someone just starts shooting and like spray of bullets.
Yep.
And Luke and the mom both get shot, and Nan says that she's the
Hmm.
next Supreme. She's like, I'm your Supreme.
Yeah.
We go back to
Which got me thinking why she's so drawn to Luke. Does he have magic that he doesn't know because his mom's crazy?
who's to know? Who's to say?
I think he's a witch. Well, I guess I don't know if
Mhm.
it's a warlock. I don't know what they
All
call
right.
him, but I think he's a witch.
All right. We'll see. We'll see. So we go back to our coven, and Myrtle's playing the most depressing sonata that anyone could play.
Oh, yeah,
And
because
like she's just like, no, this is the one. Everybody's like, could you not? And then Misty's like sitting there and they start talking and she's and Cordelia's like, well, they say that you're supposed to like start feeling like heat in your feet at first. Like you should start feeling it because now that she's dead, these are the symptoms you're gonna get. And then Fiona comes in and she's like, oh, it started as a headache for me. It started as a migraine for me. And Misty dipped at that point, and everyone else was like, oh my god, Fiona's back.
yep.
And we see that Misty dipped to go to Luke's house, and Nan leaves with him to go to the hospital. And then Fiona shows up there, and she compels all the officers to like leave her alone, except the one that she's like, "Tell me what happened," and
Hmm.
tells her what happened with the bullets and whatnot. And then she tells Misty that she's the next Supreme, and she wants to see her bring someone back to life. And
Yeah.
so she's like, "Here's a dead woman. Go bring her back to life." Um, and Misty was working on it, and then we go a little back and forth because Cordelia and Zoe are going to Luke's now too, and they're going to try and find what happened. They're looking
Yeah.
for all these people, and Misty's working on bringing it back. Cordelia finds the bullets and sees what happened, and then Misty brings back Patty the Pole and passes out. And then we go back to Kyle, and Zoe's trying to take Kyle's safety, but he starts talking to her because it seems her teaching has helped him. Um, he tells her no, he doesn't want to leave, and then he tells her that he loves her. Um, and poor Madison
Yeah.
overhears and is devastated.
That's when I had to explain to Dan about the love
The
triangle.
love triangle, yeah. Um, and so then we have Fiona and Cordelia, and they're sitting at the table, hunky dory, and Fiona says that she's been wondering about the servants as well. They're all gone. There's no
Yeah.
one to help, and like Cordelia's made the coffee. Like nothing is making sense. And then they start talking about how Cordelia orchestrated Fiona's whole death, and she's like, "Yeah, but I'm like really proud of you." She's like, "Well, I wish I would have known way earlier that me trying to kill
She's
you is
right.
what would have
She's
done
like,
this
if I would have known that all it took for you to be proud of me was to try to murder you, I would have done that like a
ages
good
ago."
4 decades ago.
Right, right. Um, And then they start talking about the silver bullets because now they're going to work together. And they realize it's silver bullets from witch hunters. And Fiona is like, yeah, she was like, I'm actually kind of glad you aren't dead, Fiona, because we
Right.
really do actually need you now because you're the one who knows about this stuff
Right,
that we don't.
right, because could you imagine if Fiona was dead and there's one of these brand new baby witches who doesn't even know top from bottom is the new Supreme and there's a fucking witch hunter after them?
Yeah, no, no chance. They're all dead. They're all dead in that case.
And then when they
But
find out who the witch hunter is, fuck.
even worse. I know. And so because they have no servants, Fiona goes to the door that's ringing and she just finds a box.
When she found the box, Dan goes, "What do you think's gonna be in the box?" And I go, "I don't want to know. I don't know." They open the box and I go, And he goes, yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. I go, I knew it was going to be part of her body. I just didn't know what part.
Well, it's a counterpart to when she sent the bull's head.
Which makes
So,
sense. Which makes sense.
or the Minotaur.
Yeah.
And so we do indeed have Lolori's head in a box. And of course she's alive because she can't die. So her
Yeah.
eyes are still open and whatnot. She just says help. Um, and that's where we end this episode.
Oh my God.
What are your thoughts?
I am so stressed out about where things are going to go. I do think
Mhm.
Luke is a witch. I think Nan is more powerful than anybody gives her credit for. I think that Queenie is really gonna realize she fucked up now that Delphine is just a head in a box. Um, but I don't think that there's gonna be anything that she can do about it, so I'm pretty sure she's gonna die. Um, I think I hope we just never see the Axeman again. Like, I don't usually like when you like write characters out surreptitiously, but I hope we just never fucking see him again because that was a weird piece of the story. Um,
Honestly, it's my least favorite part of this entire season, and everyone
which,
is like so stoked about the Axeman.
well, here's
And
the
like, I
thing.
get it.
Here's the thing. Like I was gonna say, I was so stoked. You saw me how I freaked out when we did the episode
Mhm.
because I love the actual like
Mhm.
true crime myth, mystery, haunted, whatever of the Axeman because it's all of the above.
Yeah.
I love the story of the Axeman. When we had the Axeman episode itself, I didn't even hate it because it was his there was the New Orleans askness to it, but it also was like developing Zoe's power and like finding Spaulding's tongue and like there was so many other pieces of that story that like made it just like a fun extra piece. But then when he kept being in the story, I was like, why?
And I love Danny Houston, like nothing against him
Yeah, no,
either.
the actor's
But
great. The actor's great. It has nothing to do with that. I don't even hate the chemistry between him and Jessica Lange. I genuinely think there's actually really great chemistry between them.
Mhm.
I just don't think it's necessary for the story. I am really worried about what happens to Fiona when she finds out that it's Hank being the witch hunter. And as much as I think all of these new little babies might one of them, any one of them could be the Supreme, what I actually think is going to happen is that I think that Fiona, or that, I'm sorry, that I think that um Cordelia, oh, sorry, excuse me, Cordelia is actually the Supreme, but she's been so thumbed down and pissed off and depressed because of her mom that she didn't have the ability to tap into her other powers. And the reason her mom started dying when she did was because Cordelia was finally starting to like tap into her power.
it's fair. It's a fair guess.
And I think killing Hank is going to throw her over the edge.
I'm just ready to die.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people I want to die.
Sure, sure, of course. We'll get to that in a minute. Don't you worry. But I do have a little bit of trivia for you. Fiona asked that her portrait be hung in her chosen spot, not stored in the basement with, quote, the disgraced Russian witch. And this is a reference to Madame Helena Petrona Blavatsky, who is the Russian-born occultist and founder of Theosophy, which later evolved into the New Age movement. Blavatsky was charged with fraud and plagiarism by many of her critics. Um,
Okay.
and that's who she was referencing. Um, she also says, I'm starting to look less Samantha and more Dora every day.
That was
That
Bewitched.
Yes, that was a reference to
That,
Bewitched.
that one I knew.
Hmm. And then she also tells Myrtle that she's going to go away to Patmos. That's the island that the disciple John was exiled to in the Bible, and it's where he's said to have written Revelation. Um,
It's an Isle of Greece, though, right?
I, I mean, that's my guess based on the name, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
and because of the locate.
Sure.
It's an island in the Aegean Sea. Yep, it is Greek. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. It
And
is.
then,
It is an Orthodox Christian pilgrimage site because of what you just said about John.
yes.
But I'm guessing, it, oh, but it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. because it is one of the quietest islands in Greece.
Oh, interesting.
Because, all those Greek islands are party islands, but nobody goes to this one unless they want quiet or Jesus. So,
Sure, sure. Yeah, that is my trivia. I'm so pleased to hear all of your predictions. I can't wait to see which ones come true.
I was going to say, I honestly would be more surprised if any of them came true than if all of them were false, because I'm just saying unhinged things because I have no idea what's going to happen. But some of them sound fairly likely.
I think they all sound reasonable. I think they're all reasonable guesses.
Yeah, yeah, like
Um,
I didn't guess that, like,
yeah,
turns out Patty LaPone's the next Supreme.
sure, correct, correct. I can tell you that she is not. So do not fret. Um, but yeah, I did mean to look and see what the next episode was about. So while I do that, who do you want to punch?
Patty LaPone.
Every day, every
While
time.
while there probably is more reasonable people to punch in this episode, like Hank, like Spalding, like honestly, all of them for gaslighting Fiona, even if she deserved to die. Like there's a very long list of people who deserve to be punched. But since the tears in Luke's eyes when she told him to take his pants off trumps literally anything else that happened in this episode for me personally. And I hate her, and so I'm gonna punch her.
Yeah, that's totally fair. That is probably the top answer, but I'm gonna go with Spalding because you went with her because I mean, while it is necessary for Fiona to still be there right now,
We were so
unfortunately.
close.
Yeah, yeah. So who's your MVP?
Oh, wait, hold on. Before I do that, I do have one question about something that
Okay.
Spalding said.
Hmm.
What did he call himself? He said that his family were the something, and he was talking about like
The
being.
Watchers.
Is
I
that
think
like
that
a
was his family
thing?
name. No, I think it was like his family name. Or
Oh,
at least I don't think it was.
okay. Because it
I didn't look it up.
sounded really like Assassin's Creed Secret Society shit to me, and
Hmm.
I didn't. Part of that is because Dan plays a lot of Assassin's Creed, so I didn't know if I was
Yeah.
like reading into it or if that was like something I was supposed to like recognize as like a weird culty thing.
Yeah, let me do a quick look at that. I don't think so. Um, yeah, I think it's just like family lineage. Like it doesn't say anything about
I mean, there's an M like I just Googled The Watchers to see what came up, and there is an M. Night Shyamalan movie called The
yeah,
Watchers, but then
there's like four
also
things called the Watcher.
no, but then there's also it is a type of biblical angel,
Hmm. Hmm.
which probably has nothing to do with this show, but also wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that. But in the is related, like in the depictions in popular media, it's not listed. So,
Yeah, I'm looking through like his history,
mm.
and I don't think it's. I think it's just like what he does. Like I don't think it's like a thing. If that makes sense. Mm. You can't look this up because got lots of spoilers.
No, 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 that's fine. I just sorry, I went down a rabbit hole because one of the things on the popular media thing for the Watchers was an episode of the podcast The Black Tapes. Did I tell you
Mhm.
about that podcast?
I've listened to. I don't know if you told me, but I've listened to some of it. I haven't saw like 4 or 5 episodes.
Okay, because I finished all of season one and I think all of
Mm.
season two. It freaks the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really funny.
well, when Alex does her, like, she gets searched. I don't know if you got as far into the podcast as when she starts getting fucking like weird sleepwalking and talking
Mm-mm. I
things.
haven't listened to that
She
yet.
like she gets so deep into this like secret like paranormal mystery shit that it starts affecting her sleep, and she starts recording voice notes of the shit she says in her sleep. And then those are episodes of the podcast is her fucking voice notes, and it is terrifying. I'm
Yeah,
so
I've heard
into
it's
it.
very scary.
It is the deeper you get into it, it is like genuinely scary.
Yeah, I have to be in the right mood to go back.
Right.
But yeah,
Which
no,
is
there's nothing.
there's
Oh,
nothing to his
okay.
name. Okay.
No. Yeah, I will go back to the black tapes again. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, listened to a lot of books. Um,
That's fair. I do. I go back and forth as much as I can.
so who's your MVP?
My MVP is God, did anybody not suck? Kyle. Kyle.
Yeah, I think he's probably the best pick. That's what I was thinking too. Um, but because you picked him, I will probably pick Nan.
Okay.
Because she was trying to protect Luke.
I was thinking about Nan and Luke, but also like I don't know. Nan, her heart's in the right place, but she's gonna get people hurt.
Sure. But
So,
like, who's my better option?
well, yeah.
So,
Once Kyle's already called, like spoken for, those are the only two left that even have a chance of being on the list.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so next episode we will get some big reveals. Um,
Ooh.
I won't tell you what's revealed, but I will tell you we get a couple of big reveals next episode.
Maybe it's a good
Um,
thing we changed our
I
order of
know,
recording because I would have
I
already
know,
had those reveals when we talked about this, and my predictions would not have been as good.
I know. I always worry about that. You should just write down your predictions before you watch the second
I
episode,
should. I should. That
so
should be in
that
my
you don't have to
notes so
worry
that
about
I,
it.
yeah.
Um, and then we get a little bit of a backstory too, one we haven't seen yet. So
Okay.
stay
Do
tuned
we get
for that.
Nan's? Nan is the only
I
one
will
who's
never
back.
tell. I'll never tell.
Nan's is the only backstory that I don't know yet. I mean, not the only one, but she's the only one I care about that I don't know yet.
Sure, sure. We'll see. Um, so on that note, if you want to talk to us for any reason, you can email us deathaliens@gmail.com. Find us on all of the social media at Death of Aliens. You can find me at CE Cloud 13.
And you can follow me everywhere at EMKAY_superstar.
And we'll see you on Sunday for Sci-Fi Sunday and a season 1 episode 8 of Atlantis.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, yes. All
All
right. We'll see you
right.
then.
Bye.
Bye.